Welcome everybody to a new episode of Stripping Architecture. Today we'll be talking about functional obstacles in the public space.
Please proceed with the following video.
As we promised, today we'll be talking about public obstacles on cycling path and on the pedestrian walking lane. You can see there is 2 meters of cycling lane and maybe meter of a half or meter for the pedestrians. But let's see how walkable the pedestrian zone is. So if you're walking here, the first obstacle we have is the street light. So the street light serves the whole street, but it's on the pedestrian lane. So the cars, the path for the street for the cars, it's nicely lit by the lamps that are on the pedestrian walk. If we continue a bit further, there is a nice sign. If you see the sign, it's actually the sign that is telling us that this is a pedestrian zone. Keep walking here, there is another street light that we can see, and then someone parked the scooter here, right on the pedestrian street. No problem, we'll try to manage it. So if we continue walking from there, you can see that the structure is holding this old export-import place. The structure is right on the pedestrian again, so we have another here place. If we continue walking, we have maybe 3 meters of a section that's like free for walking, nice place, and then again we have another structure, column, holding the network. But if we continue walking a little bit more, there we have a clear sign telling us, watch out, there is the sign for the pedestrians. You see this one, and if you continue just after 1 meter, you have another obstacle. You go to the parking meter. The parking meter serves the cars, right? There. The parking meter is again on the pedestrian. Why should be here? I don't know. We go like this. If we continue, people running away because anyway there is like many. So now we have 10 meters of a section of freedom, freely walking, and you walk, and there is another street light, and there is a touristic information zone where it's telling them what to do, but again it's on the damn pedestrians. Again, so you need to come here to check if the cyclists are fine, and we continue a bit further, and guess what? Another column. So we have to survive this column, 3 meters, and there is another obstacle. Not being possible. It's like a mission impossible to walk on this cycling lane. And then if you continue walking, there is another thing like that. You do like this to change it.
But, Philippe, I have a question. What do you do with a kid if you work like as a couple or something?
As a couple, and if you have a kid,
so
one jumps there, one tries to survive the cyclist path, and on the end of the day just take it as an obstacle course. What I also find is very interesting for us, for the stripping architecture, is like there is a trash can, perfectly, nicely designed, blocking as much as possible from the pedestrian. So they couldn't put it like this, at least like this, and they couldn't put it on the street where the cars are moving. No, this they put it like, you know. Alright, so if you continue, you find more and more from these obstacles.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Most of the elements that we saw are steel, metal.
They're steel, metal, concrete, so you can be sure that you should be avoiding it. So that's a statement. You shouldn't be moving. You cannot even try it. What is more interesting, if you can capture this, the pedestrian path is an extension of the canal. You can see it on the other side, that one over there. If you zoom a little bit, there is like a erker, there is like how do you say, a structure that goes, cantilevered structure that goes over, so it can make additional space for pedestrians, but apparently that additional space for pedestrians turned as additional space for urban equipment. In this section of 20 meters, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 obstacles.
In 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes.
And that's what we call functional.
That's what we call functional obstacles. Thank you very much, and we go back into the office with some sketches.
And we are back in the office after seeing that crazy madness on the pedestrian streets.
Let's go and check the sketch for the functional obstacles. So, as we saw on site, there are a lot of things. They are functional, from street lights, street furniture, electrical boards, etc. Lights, which are very important. Same time, they are obstacles because they are really squeezing the pedestrian and public space. So, and we see clearly that the street is always free. We have like enough space. You can't put any object. That's clear. Like you see the contrast between the pedestrian cyclist side and the cars.
It's all free for the motor traffic, and for the cyclists and pedestrians it's kinda crowded. And that's why we come with the second sketch that is stripping the hidden messages behind this occurrence in the public domain, which we start feeling a little bit that pedestrians and cyclists are squeezed on one little zone, and they're meant to be just arguing and fighting there. In that way, keeping the debate and the subject on the pedestrian side, which means that cyclists and pedestrians are idiots who do not know how to live nicely and together in this city. And the cars on the other side are just freely rolling down the street. We hope you liked it. Share your opinion about this subject and about this matter, and you know the drill. Subscribe, follow at the Strip Architects, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye. And congrats.